at 12:31. Roll call, please.
Commissioner Nelson is absent with notice. Kokendorfer,
Here.
Miller,
Here.
and we know that Commissioner Jackson is not on yet. Commissioner Powell,
Here.
Markham,
Here.
Gingell,
Here.
Hoffman,
Here.
Lubes.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. All right,
And
please
Woodward's
rise.
Woodward's there too, Tracy.
Pledge of
Oh, I'm
allegiance.
sorry.
Oh,
Thank you.
sorry. Board chairs here also. All right, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag
To the flag
of the United States of
of
America
America.
and to the republic
For which it stands, one nation,
under
under
God,
God, indivisible,
with
with
liberty
liberty
and
and justice for all.
All right, we're looking at approving our agenda, and I have a motion by Commissioner Miller and support from Commissioner Markham. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed?
Aye.
All right, our agenda is approved. We move on to public comment. Is there anyone from the public wishing to comment?
Currently, your public comment lines are open. There are no callers and there are no online submissions.
All right, thank you. Public comment is closed. Are there any communications? I don't see any on the agenda. So we'll move to our one and only regular agenda item, the 2029 Oakland County Parks and Recreation Commission millage. And I would like to recognize Commissioner Woodward to speak to this. And
Motion.
Mr. Hansel. I need a motion. I have a motion by Commissioner Markham, support from Commissioner Miller. Thank you. Commissioner Woodward.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And I just want to, and I think that Mr. Stencil's here and he can give a more detailed overview of what this is, but I want to really commend the park staff. They've put a tremendous amount of time and energy to address the current environment that we're in, take a long-term view on how do we make certain that Oakland County Parks remains great parks for great people, our tagline, and do a number of things that include, and none the least, in no particular order, expanding access to the parks, sustaining them so that that we can not only continue to operate them, but more importantly, repair everything that needs repairing over the next decade, expand our trail network, environmental protections, and enable further partnership with the communities, and continue things like bringing the parks equipment to areas, the RAP program that's been hugely successful. So it's a comprehensive plan. It's a good plan. And again, I want to commend the staff that's really poured their heart and soul into bringing something forward that's going to be able to take the parks forward for the next the next decade. So without any further ado, I'd like to hand it over to Dan to explain what goes into this proposal and what we're looking at and why we're here today.
Good
Thank you.
afternoon, Commissioners. Today's presentation will be supported by Jody Hall from Corporation Counsel, as well as Melissa Prouse, our Supervisor of Planning and Resource Development. Jeff Phelps is available from Parks and Recreation Fiscal Coordinator. Just a little history lesson. The Parks Commission was created back in 1966 and has been fiscally supported for the past 54 years on an original 0.25 millage countywide that has been rolled back currently For the fiscal December 2020 levy, it'll go back to 0.2310. The park system has grown from its original one park and 190 acres to today we're at 13 parks, nearly 7,000 acres, and over 80 miles of trails that afford visitation from 2 million visitors per year. We currently operate facilities and provide programs and special events that contribute directly to the overall health and the wellness of Oakland County, making us a place to live, work, and play. The millage, as it is currently proposed at 0.35, would be an increase of approximately $12 additional dollars annually from the average or the 2000 taxable. A home valued at 200,000 with a taxable value would pay approximately $12 additional dollars. Some of the key points mentioned by Chairman Woodward. We are proposing that there would be complimentary day use park entry for Oakland County seniors 62 and above, military, veterans, and residents with permanent disabilities would also have that opportunity. We would continue to improve upon the park assets, which is currently a significant problem for us, that we are 20 million plus behind in deferred maintenance across the park system. We will also continue to look at fiscal sustainability of all of the services and programs that we provide, and I know that we can trim things and be as efficient as we potentially can. We're looking at the addition of additional equipment for capital maintenance. And then we're looking at establishing a partnership program through trails, community partnerships, and park development, and then invasive species. So effectively, the Oakland County Parks and Recreation would assume the management and direction of the existing SISMA for Oakland County. And all of this effort would result in continuing a legacy of the past 54 years of providing great parks for great people. Are there questions or comments that the chair or committee
Yep,
members
thank
would
you.
have?
Sorry, I was on.
Madam Chair,
I'm sorry, who's
Madam Chair,
Commissioner
Mike
Markham?
Gingell, if I have a question, if I
Oh.
may.
Yep. Commissioner Markham, followed by Commissioner Gendel. Gwen, did you
Thank
have
you,
a?
Madam. Yeah, thank you, Madam Chair. So first of all, let me say I love the Oakland County Parks. You know, they are in my heart, and I use them to the extent that I can, and I really appreciate the additions where you're reaching out farther into the community. Two things: I like the free admission for seniors that or disabled folks. I think that's great. The part where you want to partner with local communities really interests me, because as we've talked before, my community out here in Novi, we really have very little access to county parks. But what we do have access to are a lot of trails and other local parks that we have invested in here in our community and communities around us. So I'm very interested in how that'll work. I have a trail right here in Novi that we have been talking about with a few residents who contacted us and said, you know, there's this old road up there along the lake. And if you think about where it would go, it will connect to the regional trail system here if we could extend it. And I am really looking forward to talking to you about how we do partner with communities and other organizations to add assets out here on the very southwestern end of the county. So with that, I'm fully supportive of this measure. I think we need to do everything we can to keep this gem of our county in good shape. So that's all I have.
Thank you. Commissioner Genzel?
Yeah, thank you. I just want to make sure I'm clear on the proposal and the language of the proposal. I know we've had some conversations, but is it essentially we want to renew the existing rate that has been lowered by Headley? We want to replace it back to the original rate from 10 years ago, which would negate the declines from Headley. And then we want to add to it to give us this new higher overall millage rate in order to do maintenance and other things for the parks. Is that right? Because the rate that's going to be on the ballot is actually the rate from 10 years ago prior to Headley implication plus an increase.
Madam Chair, this is Bill. Can I speak
Yes.
to that? The proposal before us is asking voters to approve a parks millage of 0.35 mils, which is an increase and replacement of the current amount that's on the ballot. So what are we accomplishing? Well, going from 0.23 where it is now to 0.35, yes, it brings it back to 0.25. It brings it all the way up to 0.35. The one question that's being put forward is the 0.35 millage proposal. And here's the reason why. The reality is that the park system has been operating, and Dan can probably answer this in better detail, has been operating at a 0.30 effective rate the last while, drawing on fund balance, capital improvements, and other things, even while the millage rate has been rolled back because of Headley. That's just to keep the lights on and keep things running. Are there cost containment measures underway? And Dan can probably talk about sustainability and addressing those things. I mean, particularly things that have been brought to light the last couple of years. But there's no way to, even maintaining that, there is no way to completely fund the $20 million+ of capital improvements that are going forward, which is why the 0.35 proposal is being recommended by staff and was approved unanimously by the Parks Commission to move forward. But in short,
Yeah.
it's a 0.35 question.
Thank you. That's all I was looking for, Madam Chair. I just wanted to make sure I was accurate on the number. And it's a philosophy thing, right? Because I would say, do we need to increase taxpayers' tax rates at a time that we're in now? Could we do it differently with a sinking fund, a shorter duration, specifically for projects around the $20 million in maintenance? And then thirdly, this doing what we're going to do here doesn't force efficiencies. It says, let's just keep doing everything we've been doing and add to it. When over the years, I've heard we lose money at golf courses, we could get out of the catering business. And so I'm not here to debate all that. I don't want to prolong this meeting. I just wanted to make sure I was clear on the rate. So I'm good. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Kolkendorfer?
Great. Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I love our parks. It's one of the best things about our community. My family uses them a lot. Just refresh my memory, though. We had a park conversation earlier this year, and I remember talking about three options. And correct me if I'm wrong. I thought the three options were at the time were 0.25, 0.30, and 0.35. Am I correct? Are those the options we were looking at?
That was an option that was the options that were provided to you. But the reality, as mentioned by the chair, is that the park system was already operating at more of a 0.3, and we were dipping into our fund balance and and then also deferring maintenance and so on as a means of supporting the park system.
I appreciate that. Thank you. it's a difficult time right now. I mean, I'm still hearing from people who are having a hard time getting unemployment checks. And I've got to agree with Commissioner Gingell on this one. It's a difficult time to put it on the ballot.
Yeah, well, the millage does expire December 31st of 2021, but there are no countywide elections currently forecasted. So here we are.
I know. It's just a tough time to ask people for a tax increase when they're having a hard time on their own. That's all. But I appreciate the proposal. I get it. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any other questions or comments?
Yeah, this is Bob Hoffman. I have a question and a comment.
Sure. We're
First
ready.
question is, I realize that our income from the millage is about $13 million a year in 2019. What is the total income of the parks?
The current budget that is proposed for 2021 is a balanced right around 30 million.
So, but what's the income? Are you taking some of that 30 million budget?
Some
out
of
the
that
fund
is
balance
coming
then?
out. Right.
Okay, so what's the income?
Sure, this is Jeff Phelps from Fiscal Services. Right now, Parks has a budget for charges for services. That would be the operating income of 10.9 million. And currently in the amended budget for 2020, 3.3 million is expected to be used from fund balance to balance the Parks budget. We also get about $500,000 in investment
No,
income.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm done.
Oh, so we have income of 10. What?
I'm sorry, Commissioner Hoffman, say it again.
Okay, so we take in 13 million approximately in the millage plus another 10.9 million in income,
Correct.
or is that? Okay, so about 23 million. I guess the comment I have, and I agree with Commissioner Gingell and Kokendorfer, this tax, and they always use the example of a $200,000 home, but everybody pays this tax. Industry, retail, multiple properties.
Exactly.
Everybody pays this. This just isn't a residential tax. It'll be $12. It might be if your assessed value is 200,000, but believe me, it's a lot more than that. And people are still, there are businesses that'll never open again. There are people that are working from home and may never go back to an office setting like we have in the past. Everything is changing. I think this is an absolute wrong time to increase anybody's tax, even though it's a little amount to the residents. I just don't think this is the time to do it, and I'll be voting no.
Thank you, Commissioner Hoffman.
Thank
Are there
you.
any other comments?
I was going to make just one. Going back to 2010, our tax levy brought in 14.5 million, and in 2020, that is 13.7. So we haven't even, over the last 10 years, we haven't even caught up to where we were back in 2010.
May I respond to that?
Yeah, Commissioner Hoffman?
Thank you. There's a lot of workers who haven't caught up to that yet either. Everybody took a hit. People took the hit on the value of their homes. I don't think we're back to where we were either. I think we're all in this together.
Good point.
Thank you. Any other comments? All right, roll call, please.
Roll call on item number 1. Kokendorfer,
No.
Miller,
Yes.
Howell,
Yes.
Markham,
Yes.
Gingell,
No.
Hoffman,
No.
Woodward,
Yes.
and did Commissioner Jackson join the call? No, okay.
No, she supposedly called Joanne that she will not be able to join today.
Oh, thank you, Barbara. Final loops.
Yes.
We have 5 yeas and 3 nays.
All right, the motion carries. Thank you.
Thank
Is there any other business to come before this committee? If not, I'll adjourn at 12:52 and see everyone tonight.
Everybody have a great day. Thank you.